The ocean has never been just water. It has always held fear, wonder, and powerful stories of strange beings beneath the waves. Legends that still capture our imagination. And today, we're about to uncover all of those wonders. First, we have Cetus from Greek mythology. Cetus is often imagined as a massive sea beast, sometimes whale-like and sometimes serpent-like, with a body so large and strange that it hardly seems natural. The story begins when Queen Cassiopeia offended Poseidon with her pride. In anger, the sea god sent Cetus to destroy her kingdom. The only solution offered by an oracle was heartbreaking. Her daughter Andromeda had to be sacrificed to the monster. As Cetus rose from the sea to claim its offering, Perseus arrived just in time. Using the head of Medusa, he turned the monster to stone and saved Andromeda. Cetus represents both divine punishment and heroic rescue, showing how the sea could be a tool of the gods. Next, we have the Kelpie. The Kelpie, a cunning spirit from Celtic lore, often appears as a sleek black horse with a glossy coat, standing temptingly near rivers or lochs, its eyes gleaming with false innocence. Children, entranced by its beauty, are drawn to pet its mane or climb aboard for what seems a playful ride. But once they do, the beast surges forward with terrifying speed, plunging into the icy depths to drown them mercilessly. It can also transform into a handsome, charming man to lure young women close with sweet words and smiles, only to reveal its deadly intent. A telltale clue to its true nature lies in the water weeds tangled wetly in its hair, dripping like a watery shroud. The Kelpie is a chilling warning of hidden danger lurking beneath the calmest, most inviting surfaces. Next is mermaids. Mermaids appear in cultures all over the world, from ancient coastal villages to far-flung islands, captivating imaginations across time and place. They are described as enchanting beings with the smooth upper body of a human, often a beautiful woman, and the shimmering, powerful lower body of a fish, perfectly adapted to glide through the deepest waters. Some legends paint them as kind saviors with gentle hearts, who guide lost sailors through raging storms back to safety with their soft songs and knowing smiles. Others present them as dangerous temptresses, their hypnotic voices weaving spells that lure unsuspecting men toward jagged rocks and watery graves, where the sea claims another soul. Next, we have Charybdis. Charybdis once held a divine connection as the child of Gaia and Poseidon in Greek myths, but her rebellious aid to her father against Zeus by flooding islands with seawater sealed her grim fate. Enraged, Zeus transformed her into a grotesque, insatiable monster and chained her eternally to the murky seabed, where she writhed in torment. Cursed with an endless raging thirst that knew no mercy, she gulped down huge amounts of seawater 3 times each day, her massive jaws creating deadly whirlpools that spun with ferocious power and dragged everything nearby into oblivion. Ships that dared sail too close to her domain were pulled down into the frothing abyss, splintered and destroyed without a chance for escape, their crews lost to the depths forever. Navigating that infamous strait forced sailors into an agonizing choice between 2 horrors: Scylla's snapping jaws, or Charybdis' swirling maw, with no path offering true safety. Next is a terrifying serpent of Norse myth, Jormungandr. Jormungandr, the mighty world serpent of Norse mythology, was cast into the vast ocean by Odin himself, while still just a young offspring, banished to the depths where no god could easily reach. Yet even as a child, this colossal beast grew at an astonishing rate, expanding so enormously that it could coil its sinuous body all the way around the entire planet, its massive jaws clamping firmly onto its own tail in an endless, hypnotic loop. This striking image of a serpent encircling the earth like a living boundary is both majestic in its grandeur and deeply unsettling in its raw, unstoppable power. It is said that when Jormungandr finally releases its tail from that iron grip, the seas will surge with uncontrollable fury, flooding lands and signaling the chaotic dawn of Ragnarok, the prophesied end of all things. There, in the heart of the apocalypse, it will clash with the thunder god Thor in a brutal showdown of serpent versus hammer, and both legendary foes will perish in the fray. Next up is the Scylla. Scylla stood as the merciless guardian of one side of a notoriously narrow and treacherous sea passage in Greek mythology, her lair perched high on jagged cliffs where no sailor could pass without dread. She was described as a truly horrifying being, a nightmarish fusion of terror with multiple sinuous long necks, each one stretching over 100 feet, ending in grotesque, snapping heads brimming with rows of razor-sharp teeth eager to tear into flesh. Around her waist writhed 6 ferocious dog heads, their sickly barks echoing like curses through the mist, adding layers to her already overwhelming and frightening presence that chilled the blood of all who glimpsed at her. When the clever hero Odysseus and his weary crew sailed past this deadly strait, he made the grim calculation to risk facing Scylla rather than her whirlpool-spawning counterpart on the opposite shore, hoping to minimize the danger. Still, she struck with blinding speed, her necks darting down like vipers to snatch 6 of his strongest men right from the deck in an instant, devouring them before anyone could react. Next is the Kappa. The Kappa, a quirky yet fearsome yokai from Japanese folklore, resembles a child-sized creature perched on frog-like limbs that let it hop and splash with eerie agility, topped with a sturdy turtle shell on its back and a distinctive curved dish of shimmering waterite. On its head, the source of its supernatural strength. It lurks stealthily in murky rivers, swamps, and even unexpected places like toilets, making bold challenges to passers-by, sometimes in the form of intense sumo wrestling matches where it tests human grit against its watery might. If it defeats someone in this ritualistic bout, the outcome turns grim indeed, as the Kappa ruthlessly rips out and devours the victim's innards from the most vulnerable spot, leaving nothing but horror in its wake. Yet beneath the menace, the Kappa remains bound by a code of politeness straight from yokai tradition, making it oddly honorable in a world of chaos. Bowing deeply to it compels the creature to return the gesture out of respect, causing its precious magical water to spill from the head, stripping away its power and leaving it weakened. From northern waters, we have the Leviathan. The Leviathan is described as a colossal creature created to demonstrate divine power. Formed with features resembling whales, crocodiles, snakes, and sharks, it was said to be unstoppable. Legends tell of a male and female pair, but the female was destroyed to prevent them from multiplying and threatening the world. The surviving Leviathan grew bitter and violent. It was described as hundreds of miles long, armored with scales no weapon could pierce, and even capable of breathing fire. Only divine power could defeat it, and in the end times it would face Behemoth in a final battle. The Leviathan embodies chaos restrained only by a higher force. In Japanese, we find the Umibozu. The Umibozu, a haunting yokai from Japanese seas, is described as a towering dark figure, rising like a shadow from the waves, its bald black head gleaming unnaturally, and glowing eyes piercing the night with otherworldly menace. It appears suddenly before unsuspecting ships, materializing from mist or storms without a sound, freezing sailors in terror. If angered by rude words or defiance, it demands a barrel in a deep, rumbling voice, then fills it with endless seawater to flood the deck and drown the entire crew in chaos. The only clever escape lies in tricking it with a barrel without a bottom, letting the water pour through harmlessly and sending the giant back to the depths. The Umibozu feels like the raw embodiment of sudden storms rising without warning, turning calm voyages into watery nightmares. Next comes one of the most recognizable names in sea legend, the Kraken. The Kraken is usually imagined as a gigantic squid-like creature, with enormous tentacles capable of wrapping around an entire ship. Though many assume it belongs to Greek myth, its roots are actually found in Scandinavian folklore. Sailors spoke of a beast so huge that when it rose from the water, it looked like an island. Once ships drifted too close, massive arms would coil around the hull and drag everything into the dark depths. Over time, the Kraken has appeared in films and games, but its true power comes from the simple fear of something enormous, waiting beneath the surface. Next is the Rusalki. Rusalki are vengeful spirits of young women who met tragic ends by drowning in or near rivers, lakes, or swamps in Slavic folklore. Their unrested souls rising from the depths with pale, ethereal beauty that hides a deadly grudge. They return under moonlit nights to lure unsuspecting men with mesmerizing songs, flowing hair, and seductive dances along the water's edge, only to seize them with icy grips and drag them kicking into the murky abyss below. Forever bound to the very waters that claimed their lives, these spirits cannot fully leave their watery haunts, always keeping at least 1 foot submerged as if chained by invisible bonds. Their stories carry a haunting sadness mixed with unrelenting danger, evoking pity for lost lives while warning of the perils in beauty's deceptive embrace. After that, we have Loch Ness Monster. Often called Nessie, this iconic creature from Scotland's misty highlands is said to dwell deep within the dark, peaty waters of Loch Ness, a sprawling lake that has whispered secrets for centuries. Descriptions from eyewitnesses usually mention a long, serpentine neck arching gracefully above the surface like an ancient relic, paired with mysterious humps rising from the water in a rhythmic, undulating pattern that hints at a massive body below. Sightings exploded in the 20th century, starting with that famous 1933 photograph that sent shockwaves around the world, drawing scientists, skeptics, and thrill-seekers to its shores in droves. And even today, heated debates rage on about whether something truly massive and alive hides it. The lake's unexplored depths, evading every sonar sweep and camera lens. In the Philippines, the Bakunawa rises. The Bakunawa, a majestic yet fearsome winged sea serpent from Philippine mythology, is said to rise from ocean depths with insatiable hunger, swallowing entire moons in its gaping maw and plunging the world into temporary darkness during eclipses that terrified ancient skies. Villagers would frantically bang pots, pans, and noisemakers in chaotic rituals to startle the beast, forcing it to regurgitate the celestial prize and restore light to the night. This vivid myth masterfully turns a cosmic event into a dramatic ocean creature with serpentine coils reaching impossibly into the heavens. Finally, we end with a legend that is not a beast but a vessel. The Flying Dutchman. The Flying Dutchman stands as one of the most enduring legends in sailor folklore. A ghostly ghost ship doomed to sail the endless oceans forever, cursed to never make port or find rest under any sky. Its tattered crew are said to be tormented men paying eternally for their terrible crimes, their hollow faces peering from spectral sails that glow unnaturally in fog-shrouded nights. Sightings of this phantom vessel became woven deeply into sailor lore, whispered as omens of doom that chilled the bravest hearts. Though not a living creature with claws or fangs, it carries the same chilling, inescapable presence as any sea monster, haunting the waves like a shadow of unforgiven sin. From world-spanning serpents to river spirits, the ocean still feels endless, and its stories continue to swim through our imaginations. That's it for today. Don't forget to like and hit subscribe for more.